Most real estate investors are sitting on thousands of dollars of equity but never touch it. Why? Because they think that they can't get a HELOC or a second lien cash out on a rental property that's held in an LLC. But guess what? In this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy on how you can tap into your equity without touching your first mortgage on a property that's held in an LLC and that is not your primary. I'm Stef, and I've helped dozens of investors pull equity out of LLC-owned rental properties to be able to scale smarter, faster, and with less friction. So regardless if you're looking to fix up the property or you want to buy the next one, these programs are going to help you do just that. Here's what most investors get wrong about equity. They think you either have to pay off the whole mortgage or sell the property to get that cash back. But believe it or not, you don't have to do that. So I'm going to break down the first program through a story of mine for a recent investor that literally reached out to me 2 weeks ago. So let's call him Tom. He calls me because he's like, Ben, I have 3 other rental properties. I'm going to have some vacancies coming up in my units, and I want to be able to fix up and rehab the units so I could raise the rents, right? Okay, nothing crazy. The problem is, as you know, being an investor, your money's tied up in property, so you don't have a lot of cash laying around. But he's got really low rates on all of his mortgages. And so we picked one property that has the most equity. And so I told him about this loan program that I'm gonna talk to you guys about right now that actually allowed him to take cash out of the property without paying off the first mortgage. And what we call that is a DSCR Second. So Tom asked me, Ben, what the heck is a DSCR Second? So I pulled up my rental refinance playbook, which by the way, you can download now. And I explained to him that if you own a rental property and want to pull cash out, but don't want to pay off your first mortgage, especially if it has a low rate, this is one of the few programs designed exactly for that. What it is, it's a standalone second lien that gives you a lump sum cash out based only on the rental income of the property. They don't look at your debt and they don't look at your income. So no tax returns, no W-2s, no DTI calculation at all, just the property income and the credit profile. Here's some key highlights. Because it's a second lien, they don't do a line of credit. They just do a lump sum. It's for 1 to 4 unit properties only. Investment has to be residential. Tom opted in to pull about 250,000, I believe. That's how much equity we had to play with for this program. He opted in for a 30-year fixed mortgage because he wanted the lowest rate possible. And hey, he had the option to do that. Minimum DSCR ratio is 1% for these, is 1-to-1 for long-term rentals. That means the rental income has to at least cover the mortgage payment. If you have an Airbnb, this program can also qualify for that. For short-term rentals, they're just a little bit more strict on the rental income, okay? There's some other details here. I'm not gonna bore you with them. Prepayment penalties are usually none, not in New York. Gotta have a 660 FICO, caps you at the LTV though. So there's a lot of different things and nuances to this program, but this is the first one that I recommended to him so that way you don't have to lose your mortgage and you can get cash out. The second program that I'm going to show you is something that nobody is talking about. And it's quite frankly because nobody even knows this program exists, all right? And that's the DSCR HELOC. So believe it or not, there's an actual line of credit option for investors with the same setup as a DSCR loan, okay? Now, if you want to learn more about DSCR loans, I made a video about it. You can check it out on my channel. But basically, now you can get a flexible interest-only cash out through a line of credit and draw on it as you go, purely based on the rental property's income. Think of it like a business line of credit, except for your real estate properties. Very similar to the second lien as far as what properties you can use for it, and I'll talk about that in a second. The draw period, though, usually is 3 years, $1,000 per draw. Got to have a minimum FICO of 700. Sometimes you can make exceptions on this if you're close, but it only looks at the DSCR rental. The only caveat with this program though is you have to pay off the first lien. So they're not gonna do a second lien. They're gonna wanna pay off the first one. Need to be an experienced investor. You have to own some real estate. And so that's important, right? Can't be a first-time home buyer, things like that. All right, now what it's eligible for is condos, townhomes, and 1 to 4 unit properties. All right, so multi-units, single unit homes, things like that. Those are probably the 2 most viable programs right now. As a bonus, if you've made it this far into the video, I'm going to share with you this program, which I made a video on. It's taking off like crazy. The zero seasoning takeout loan, this program lets you take cash out of a property before the construction is complete. So what this allows you to do is if you find a deal, you can take cash out and go buy the next one before you even sell your current, if you're doing the BRRRR method before you sell your current property. If you're a developer or a BRRRR investor, this program is phenomenal. I'm telling you, I've never seen a bridge program this good. No income, no debt verification, no prepayment penalties. So most lenders will just tell you to do a cash out refinance, but that kills your lower interest rate and it costs you thousands in closing, and it possibly could reset your loan term. So these two options, the DSCR Second and the DSCR HELOC, if you can pay off the first, flips the script. You keep the first mortgage for the DSCR Second and you keep your cash flow. I actually mapped this out in the rental refinance playbook, so make sure you download it to get all the details right there. I also included some bonus loan programs for you that I didn't talk about in this video, so check that out. Hey, so if this got your wheels turning, I made another video that shows you how you can take cash out of a property before construction is complete. It's great for developers and it's great for investors that are doing the BRRRR method. I highly recommend, if you want to learn more about the program, check it out. It's also in the refinance playbook. But if you have any more questions or you want to get financing help, just reach out to my team and we'll help you out. Thank you.